Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Jared here at Piney Creek Outdoors. Today we're going to be working on repairing this target. As you can see, it's seen its better days. It's getting where it can't stop an arrow, especially with these newer bows, how efficient they are. They're fast and they're powerful, and they're accurate, so you can blow out a target in a hurry. This is just a little Mackenzie coyote we're going to be working on today. We're going to go start from finish to the process. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do this at home and save your money on buying inserts or having it repaired professionally. Okay, so before we get started, we're going to go over our material and tool list today. This is the stuff that I use and that I've found that works the best for the money. And I also buy it in this quantity because I do repair a lot of targets, and it saves me money by doing this. So if you can get a buddy or two to go in with you, this would probably be a good option for you, and you can repair your targets several times. So the material we're going to use today, this is the FlexFoam-iT 17. This is a two-part A and B, and it'll be one part of A and two parts of B. So whenever you actually buy the kit, you'll have two of the blue jugs, one yellow, okay? Because you're going to use twice as much as the blue. And just to measure it up, I've got some paint measuring cups here. You can either measure with them or you can pour with them, either or. This has milliliters and ounces on the side. You can also weigh it, so you can get a cup and put it on a scale. Just remember that, you know, you're using twice as much B as you are A. You're gonna need some kind of funnel. This is, I don't know, probably 1.25 inch hole in the bottom of this one. Pretty good sized funnel. You can see it, my fist fits inside of it. Then these big glass mixing bowls. I think I got this one at Walmart. I've used this one several times. You can see how it's still got remnants of the last repairs that I've done. But of course this has ounces and cups on the side, so you can measure it either way. This is good for if you're repairing big targets. You can fit a lot of foam in there to be able to mix it. Okay, and besides the foam, today we're going to be using this UV color pigment, UV resistant color pigment. Just to show you what colors I keep, because most targets are either black, brown, or they're white. So you can use any variation of that. Sometimes I've done gray targets where I mix some black and some white together, or maybe a darker brown. You want to put a little black in it. But these are important to have because this foam, when it cures, is yellow. So you can paint the outside of it, but eventually when your paint wears off, you will be able to see the yellow foam underneath. We got some saran wrap here. This is just your standard roll from inside your kitchen, probably. I think I stole it from my wife. And this is just a little saran wrap packing roll. I got this from Lowe's. It's probably 5 inches wide, maybe. Yeah, 5 inches. Duct tape, always need duct tape. Then you're gonna need a drill. No specific size, it's just gotta be able to handle a paddle bit. This is 1.5 inches. I just make sure when you do choose a paddle bit that your funnel will fit inside of it. Okay, so this one is just big enough where I can mash it in there. And I'll show you what that's for here in a little bit. Here's a pair of scissors, just an old pair of scissors. I may cut the saran wrap if I have to. Some kind of fillet knife or pocket knife will work fine. I like a fillet knife because it's flexible. Here's a paint mixing wand. I bought this one and I've used it on, I've probably repaired 50 targets or more with one of these. Whenever I get done mixing, you can see there's still some foam on it. I'll just peel it off and keep on going. You don't have to have this tool, but this makes it easier. It's a Sawzall. It's got a 10-inch blade in it. It's a pretty rough, it's a wood blade, okay? Doesn't necessarily have to be a wood blade, and you don't necessarily need this, but it makes it a lot easier whenever you're trying to remove the foam from the area that you're going to repair. Okay, so now that we've got that the material list and stuff out of the way, we're going to start preparing our target for the foam. Whenever you are repairing it, just note where your rings are at, so you can try to put them back in the same place here in a little bit, and we're going to go over that too. Okay, I'm going to try to do this with it standing right here. I typically do it on the ground, and it's probably a little bit safer, but we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. It might be a little bit easier for me to show y'all right here. So I'm going to take this Sawzall blade, and if it's shot out like it should be, it's going to go all the way in the target somewhat. Okay, so you can shove it in there, and just all we're going to do is we're going to make this to where we can remove this foam, okay? And we're just going to cut an X in it. Bigger targets, I would probably, or in thicker targets, I would probably do another cut in here, and it's just going to look like a pie. But we're going to get our lines cut and start removing the foam. And you want to stop, whenever you're cutting though, you want to stop where you want to stop the repair at, pretty much. So don't go past where you don't want to. Once you get your target cut out and your X, now what we're going to do is we're going to remove these pie pieces to expose the inner core. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this on, I'm going to start it in the middle, and I'm going to walk it over to the edge, and I'm just going to start going around this ring here. That 10 ring is right here. We're going to cut right along it. See, little pie piece fell out. Okay, so as you can see, this is a small target. So there's not really much left of this. So we're probably not going to keep this core in there. See, there's a core in there. This target's not meant to be repaired, but you can repair them with a core in there. But this one's so small that it's just not really worth it. But we're going to cut it out anyways, just to show you how to do it. And, I actually have another target that I've already cored out. I'll show y'all that one and show you what it looks like. Okay, there it is. This is where the fillet knife comes in handy. You can kind of fine tune and get all the loose stuff out. But like I said, I don't know if we're gonna keep this core in here or not. And so you can kind of pull it out with your hand. Okay, I got my fillet knife here. We're gonna just finish trimming this up along this ring here. Boy, I need to sharpen that thing, because you want to be able to make your own ring whenever you go back in here. Okay, we're going to go to the other side. And whenever you're doing these repairs, you also want to make sure that the target's not wet, because you know they do sit outside. So if you got somebody, or if you're going to do your own, just make sure that it is dry. Okay, so we've got everything removed. We are going to start the process of refilling. Okay, so we got our target cored out. Like I said, this one, I just popped the insert out because it was so small. But we're gonna start preparing our target for the pour. First thing you wanna do is take your drill with your paddle bit. And we're gonna drill a hole down here in the bottom of this target. This is where we're gonna be pouring at, okay? So just take your paddle bit. I like to try to get mine right in the center. Doesn't have to be in the center, but it just puts it on the bottom of the target and kind of hides it. Some of the foam on the inside is not going to want to cut out, so just make sure and pull out what you can, just so you got a good clean hole to get good flow through there. Whenever you're pouring it, goes in quick. Okay, so we got our big roll of saran wrap and our duct tape. What we're going to do is we're going to cover the big holes with one layer of this, just to get a good clean surface, maybe to minimize our leaks also. Okay, so I'll just kind of drape it over like that. Doesn't have to be much duct tape, just enough to hold it really. Okay, we got two right there. Gonna do one right here, bring it around front. You want this to be as tight as it can get. Okay, so let's cut our bottom off. And I try to make this kind of follow the contour of the animal too. So we're gonna bring one right down in here and kind of stretch that down. There we go. Well, so we've got this side done. We're going to drape. The other side's not really important right now, and you'll see why here in a minute. We're just going to cut a piece. To go over the hole. This one doesn't have to be taped as good, but you want enough on it that it stays in place. Okay, we got both sides taped now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 5-inch and we're going to make it tighter. Okay, so, and we're focusing on just making one side look good. Okay, so make sure that you're not cutting into your circle here. Make sure everything's laying flat also. I'm gonna speed this up right here while I'm wrapping this, and I'll show you what it's like whenever I get done. Okay, so we got it wrapped. This side is really tight. We've got everything around it is sealed. This side is tight, but it doesn't matter because we're just going to be dealing with one side right now. And sit. Now I'm going to take these scissors and I'm just going to poke out our little hole here that we drilled. Do a test fit. Fits. Okay, we're going to get this out of the way. We're going to work on the mixture and then we're ready to pour it. Okay, so we're going to start out what I've been doing and how we're going to pour this target. We're going to pour one side at a time. So all we're going to do is I'm going to make, it's going to be 12 ounces total. And this stuff expands 3 times what it is in liquid form once it cures. Okay, so I don't know exactly how much is going to be left on this one, but I've been going 4 ounces of A and 8 ounces of B. So we're going to be able to get all that in one cup today. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix in one. We're going to put our B in here, and this one actually has the ounce marks like I said earlier. So we're going to put 8 ounces of B in here, and you want it pretty close. And as you can see, I shook that up. You want to shake it really good. I shook it earlier too. Just ensures that it's not separated in there, and it mixes up. Okay, so let's pour some B in here. 8 ounces. Can't even see the side of it. Let me get down here. There we go. Eight ounces. Okay. So there's our 8 ounces of B. If you can keep your containers wiped, it really helps not make a mess in the future. Okay, now we got our A. Make sure it's nice and shook up. And this stuff is heat sensitive, so if you can tell I'm inside right now because it's in the 90s right now in Arkansas. It's only got like a 1 minute pot life, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, 1 minute pot life. So the higher temperature that you go, that's gonna decrease, okay? Let's see. Store and use at 73 degrees. We're actually in a basement. We're a little bit cooler than that, which is fine. But just keep that in mind. If you're doing it outside, your pot life is going to decrease. This is our brown pigment. Since it's a coat, we're going to add some. A little bit of this stuff goes a long ways also, so remember that whenever you're adding that to your B. And always add it to the B so you can kind of see what your color is going to look like, okay? Take your wand, hold the cup, and just stir. Okay. I'll put that over that pot. I'm just going to show you just what it looks like before we add this B. It's brown, kind of a chocolate milk looking color. Okay, so we got both of our part A and part B weighed up or measured up. Now it's time to pour. Okay, so I think I failed to mention earlier, you need some kind of spatula. These silicone icing baking spatulas. Don't use your wife's good ones. Go to Dollar Tree, get some for $1. Or maybe she wants some new ones. Use your old ones, buy her some new ones. I actually just broke this one earlier. But this is what we're going to use to clean out the cup, to get the mixture into the other cup. See, I got another one here. Just cheap spatulas to ensure that you're getting the most of your mixture into each other. That's going to be to catch our wand. Okay. Now we're ready. We got our target set up. Got the funnel in it. Remember, we're focusing on one side right now. and you'll see that here in a minute. But just remember which side that you've selected first to do that. I'll kind of let it run down before I start pouring it in. Once it starts going, I try to get all this out that I can to get it in there. Okay. Now then, take your wand. You're gonna mix it just like you did whenever you're putting the pigment, except you want it mixed very good. Set your wand aside. If you're in a warmer area, or if you wait too long, you will start to see this expand in the cup. We're going to pour it in our funnel. Really get as much as that you can out. Don't take too much time because this stuff is starting to expand right now. Okay, we're on the good side. What we're going to do is we're going to lay it over like this. And just to make sure that it's not leaking, I'll kind of run my hand around it. If it leaks out a little bit, that's fine, but you want most of it to stay inside the foam, okay? And depending on where you put your hole at, make sure that you are not leaking out of the hole that you poured in. Okay, so it's actually been a pretty good while now. I went and ate some supper, but our target is cured on the one side that we poured. So we're going to have a look at it. There's our target face that we poured. It's nice and smooth. It is kind of indented in with from the saran wrap not being able to contour, but the main thing is we got a nice clean target face. We can put some rings on. It has some wrinkles in it, kind of gives it some character, kind of like hair, but it's perfect to start with, to where we can put some rings on it here in a little bit. As you can see, I don't know if you can really even see it. We didn't even get quite halfway, but that's all right. That's what we want. So this next pour will probably come somewhere right in here. So then the problem is if you try to do both at the same time, this will want to expand out really far, and it doesn't, your target face just doesn't look as good in my opinion. But you can do it like that and trim it down because it will bulge out. But that's why I do it this way, because once we pour this side in, we'll have a cavity in the middle that we're not going to worry about pushing in and out. So we're going to do the same thing that we did a while ago. We're going to lay down a piece of the wide saran wrap. Then we're going to wrap it with the 5-inch. We're not going to worry about the other side because it's got foam in it. So all we got to do is focus on this side. I'm not going to show that since we've already shown it, but I'll be sure and show you once I get it done before we pour. Okay, so as you can see, this is our one finished side. Like I said, it doesn't really matter how you wrap it over here. Just make sure this is good and tight like first. And our hole is still open. So now we're going to do the same mixture, and we're going to hold it over on the other side now. So right now I'm gonna, since you've already seen this, I'm gonna fast forward through all this. Like I said, we're gonna make the same mixture, 4 ounces of A and 8 ounces of B. We're gonna put some pigment in it, and then we're gonna pour it. Okay, the back of the target is cured now. We'll just take a look at it. I think it looks really good. Wrestle this thing around here. Awesome. Okay, so we, once again, you got a really nice target face there that we're going to put some rings on later. Now then, so we've poured up on both sides. We still have a void in the middle. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we don't need any saran wrap now because we've got it completely enclosed. All we got to do is make another mix, pour it in, let it cure. We may have to make another small mix. If you got time, this is a way to do it, absolutely, because you have zero waste at the end. But I've since learned that if you do it this way, number one, it controls your target faces, makes them look nicer, and you don't have to trim anything off out on the outside. Everything looks nice. It takes a little bit more time, like I said, but in the end, the end product is a lot better. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make the same mixture, and in this one, if you don't want to put any color in it, you don't have to, because you've got the colored foam on the outside plugs essentially. So you don't have to nail the color like you normally would, or you don't have to put any color in it, like I said. But we're going to put some brown in it because I got it, and we're going to pour it again. Probably speed y'all up right here again. We'll get to it.